Welcome back to the channel, guys, the Psychotic Circus of Savannah, and this gigantic 90-pound box is what we're going to be unboxing today. This here is Bone Collector, Lowe's biggest animatronic for 2024. Let's go ahead and get into his box, put him together, watch a demo, and then I will give you my true-to-life pros and cons of this animatronic. So before you go digging in your grandma's pocketbook for $400, watch this video and find out if it's well worth the money. So first we have his shoes. These are your shoes for your typical 7 to 8 foot prop. These are the Bone Collector shoes.
It's not the photographer's fault. Bigfoot is blurry, and that's extra scary to me.
This thing is going to be massive, and this is his head. It has to be one of the largest animatronic heads I own. We have a shoulder mech, and the steel on this thing is extremely heavy duty. We have the collector's bones. We have his other hand. Now, I have seen animatronics that are roughly the same size, and their hands have been quite a bit larger. However, those other animatronics don't have mouth movement. I'm really excited to see how massive this thing is when it's all put together. We have his leg poles and his control box. Also, his AC adapter is attached here. And I can see that this is rated for outdoor use. So if you're looking to have a large animatronic that can make it through the weather, this guy is it. We have part of his costume, some more of his costume. This is actually very heavy. It almost feels like very heavy. It almost feels like coveralls or something. Same material as. We have his base, and it is very heavy duty. This has got to be the heaviest base to any animatronic I personally own. We've got his hip hoop, crazy shoulder piece. Oh my gosh, with the amount of wires going through there, it seems like it could be used to keep your stray chickens in your farm or something. This thing is. It's doing a lot. My friend, you've seen your final days. We have his shovel poles and his shovel head, gigantic arm pole. It's another gigantic arm pole, and it's good to see that he's always using safety. Clearly, the Bone Collector is an avid rollerblader.
Rollerblade Barbie. I skate, you skate, we both got clothes that look great.
Cool rollerblade.
Rollerblade Barbie, only your skates flicker and flash. Rollerblade Barbie, you got something special.
Rollerblade Barbie doll comes with a pair of rollerblade skates that really flicker and flash.
After all the hard work that it took to get these gigantic pieces out of his box, let's try to put him together and check out his demo. And then I will give you my personal opinion and review on Bone Collector. So we'll start with the base. Please make note to figure out where the front of this is so you know you're not building him backwards. Add the leg poles labeled A and A1. Add his size Shaq shoes. Go ahead and drape his pants over his leg poles. Add leg poles B1 and C. Add his waist. And just for reference, I'm 6'2", so this guy's gonna be pretty dang big. Go ahead and add this strange H-shaped piece. And yes, I did have to get on a step stool. I imagine that the rest of his assembly is gonna be me getting used to vertical heights. Add his hip hoop, I'm sure there's an easier way to do this, but I didn't read the instructions. So go ahead and snap on his shoulders now. Add his arms. Now go ahead and add his shoulders to the top of the frame. I should have read the instructions! You gotta put on his shirt now. Somehow, miraculously, try to get his head on top of his body. Make sure to add his hands, and on this arm, there is a cord that must go up his sleeve to connect to his mech box. Make sure to plug that in so that this guy's face can light up. So the last pieces are getting his shovel all situated and pulling his pants up. And I will say, putting together this animatronic is definitely a two-man job. So thank you so much, Amy. You are a lifesaver. I couldn't have done this without you.
Cheeseburgers.
Yes, enter the master's abode. Your soul shall be vanquished to the deepest, darkest dungeon if you do not leave now. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust, you will roam through the valley of death for all eternity, with all of us. Yes, enter the master's abode. Your soul shall be vanquished to the deepest, darkest dungeon if you do not leave now.
Now's the time for Bone Collector to meet his maker. I'm gonna tell you the pros and cons to this 12-foot, $400 Lowe's animatronic. Let's start with the pros, and obviously the first one is going to be his size. From shoulder to shoulder, from head to toe, this guy is proportioned perfectly. The concept of a gravedigger that's going around and collecting all these spare bones in the graveyard, I absolutely love. We've seen a lot of gravediggers and groundskeepers, but we've never seen one that's this size. And size removed, I think that his concept is pretty original. The other caregivers that we've seen in the past, they may have had a shovel or they may have had a body. They haven't had both. I also love the paint job that they chose with this guy. He has this kind of dead corpse vibe to himself, let alone what he's carrying around in his bag of goodies. His eyes, although they are not digital eyes, I actually kind of prefer these. They have this weird magnetizing plastic that's above the actual eye, and the eye moves using a motor inside of the head. But for some reason, it comes off very convincing that this guy is real and looking around the yard. Another pro to this guy is his voice acting. His voice acting is amazing. Whoever the actor is, he knocked it out of the park with this performance. His shovel is gigantic, but the only thing that I'm kind of feeling is lacking when it comes to this guy is some type of arm movement. If he was moving his shovel back and forth, or maybe this body was swinging around trying to get away, I think that would have really made this guy, mwah, French kiss, A1 magnifique Halloween decoration. And that will transition us into the cons, which this guy has. And majority of the cons really don't have much to do with the animatronic himself. The biggest con was his packaging. And I understand why the manufacturer packaged this guy the way that he did, with box upon box, bubble wrap upon bubble wrap, twist ties upon twist ties. I get why they did it. They wanted to make sure that every piece to this guy got to you perfectly. But it took so long to get all the pieces out of the box that I had to cut this video down substantially. That doesn't even include putting this guy together. The only real gripe that I have is that he only has 2 sayings. A guy like this you want on repeat over and over all throughout your Halloween night, and it would have been nice to hear more than the same 2 sayings over and over again. But realistically, overall, I think this guy is a steal at $400. We've seen 6-foot animatronics that have been going for the $350 to $375 range. For $25 more, you can get something to become the crown jewel of your neighborhood's Halloween display. Now, I have a feeling this guy will sell out, so I included a link in the description below. It's probably gonna be up before this guy goes on sale, so just make sure that you bookmark it and refresh it every once in a while to make sure you can grab the 12-foot bone collector. I wanna say thank you to the good people at Lowe's for hooking us up with Bone Collector. They did it just so that we could bring you guys exclusive content. But what do you guys think? Can you see how this guy will bring so much attention to your haunted display? Or do you think he should just rot in the backyard? Leave your thoughts below. Remember to like, remember to subscribe, and as always, happy haunts.